Welcome to In the Know with Erika and Tracy. Say yes to less stress, the podcast where wedding planning meets peace of mind.
We're two seasoned wedding pros bringing you real talk, expert tips, and insider advice to help you plan your big day without the burnout.
Whether you are newly engaged, knee-deep in planning, or just love all things weddings, you're in the right place.
So say yes to less stress and tune in every month for your dose of wedding wisdom.
Welcome, everyone, back to In the Know with Erika and Tracy. Say yes to less stress.
Hey, y'all. Look, Tracy, I want to stop you there before we get started. I want to share some amazing news with our audience and our listeners. You all help me congratulate our co-host, fierce, amazing Tracy Bowles. She is now an author. Woo!
Oh my, thank you so much.
Oh my God. So excited about your journey. Can you just give us a few little details about, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but this is such an honor and we are so proud of you over here, girl.
Thank you. Yes, so I did write a book and it's now on Amazon and it is The Suitcase I Learned to Leave Behind. And it's basically how to release your fear, anxiety, and self-doubt. All of those things we all carry quietly, you know. We don't expose them. We tuck them away in our little suitcase and we carry it around and it gets so heavy.
Oh gosh.
And you know, we need to know that God will, will help us with releasing all of that, So that's a little bit of my journey, and that anyone who reads it, they're going to be able to relate to it. So that's what this book is about.
Thank you for sharing that. And it just shows your authenticity and how it flows through on our podcast. So thank you for sharing with that.
Well, thank you for the acknowledgement. I really appreciate it. It is so close to my heart. And as I was writing it, I was just thinking about everyone who I've been in contact with who share their stories, and we, both share each other's stories, and it just sounds the same. Like, I'm going through that, or you're going through that. Oh my God. And, so it really helped me. It was therapeutic, and I just hope and pray that it helps someone else.
Yes. Well, look, I thank you again. And so thank you for sharing your story, which in essence will share a lot of other people's stories. So thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's get started with In the Know with Erika and Tracy. Today, we're going to be talking about something that every couple thinks about when they're planning their wedding. And it's who's going to be in my wedding.
Woohoo! Yes, the wedding party. Yes, I'm so excited about this. So your wedding party isn't just about matching outfits and cute photos. It's about support, meaning, and helping you bring your vision to life. So today we're going to break down what a wedding party really represents, why they're important, and the role that they play in your wedding production.
That's right. And it is a production indeed.
Yes.
We're going to be breaking down what it really means to have bridesmaids and groomsmen and why they're important and the role that they play, period. Right?
Yeah.
It's a lot because people just think, oh, I'm going to have my wedding party and we're just going to get dressed up, take pictures. No. Erika, let's really tell them, what is the meaning of a wedding party?
Yes. So wedding party, like you say, it isn't just about the matching outfits, the cute photos. It's really about those people who have supported you and even your relationship and walk with you through life. I thought about this as we were talking. When I was choosing my bridal party, my wedding
Mm-hmm.
party, it was about who are these people who have walked and done life with me. So
Right, right, right. Your wedding party
mhm.
represents your inner circle,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and the people that know your story, which is so important, right?
Yes,
Your
know your
journey.
story.
Yep, your journey and your
Mhm.
love, and then historically, which was mind boggling. I can't even get it out. Bridesmaids and groomsmen were chosen to protect and support the couple.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
on the journey of planning, your
Mhm.
bridal party is our wedding party should
Mhm.
be supporting you, guiding
Mhm.
you, helping you, not just showing
Absolutely.
up on the
Yes.
day of talking about, look at me, I look cute, and it's all
Right.
about them. It ain't
Right.
all about you, bridesmaids and groomsmen.
Mm.
It's about the
No.
couple that you are there standing up and witnessing their
Absolutely.
union.
Yes, and I know over the years the whole bridal party has evolved, wedding party has evolved because at one point it was about, oh, I got to get my hair done, I got to look cute, I got to do this, but I do think that it should really still come back to symbolizing my loyalty to our
Mm-hmm.
friendship, the community that we share, and me just really celebrating with you this journey that you're taking. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And they,
Mhm.
it's important that they stand beside you
Yeah,
as witnesses, right? To one of
absolutely.
the most important moments of your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I know they say that there are major events that happen in people's life, and you hit getting married is one of those major events. So you're
that's
right, one
true.
of them. Yeah, yeah. So let me ask you why. So we kind of high level talked about, but let's take it down to a granular level. Why
Mm-hmm.
are your bridesmaids, groomsmen, and we've actually seen it evolve where we have grooms women,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
even some on the bridal side. Why are they really important? Like breaking it down even more.
Yeah. So I believe like the wedding party plays like a big major role,
Hmm.
emotionally
Yeah.
and practically. It's so important to choose not only your closest friends, but the
Hmm.
ones you really know that's going to be there for you,
Yeah.
whether they are on the groom side or the
Mm.
bridal side, that they
Right.
know
Right.
your story. And I talked about that a few minutes ago, but they know your story and they know how to keep you calm. They
Hmm.
know what your needs are. They know what
Hmm.
to expect, and they're going to jump in on that day like, yeah, we got
Yes.
you. We got you. Not just show, please just don't show up and it's all about you taking
No.
selfies and,
Right.
getting your feelings hurt because the bride is being tended to.
Hmm. Hmm.
I see so many different scenarios in this with the wedding
Yeah.
party
Yeah.
to where
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like, oh wow, why did she choose that person? That person don't
Hmm.
have her back at all. And
Right.
I'm so sorry. I don't say anything, but I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, I
Yeah.
know my job. If I
Yeah.
know that the bridesmaids, the maid of honor, matron of honor, whomever is not doing what they're supposed to be doing to protecting the bride,
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm gonna step in and be like, what do you need? You know?
Yes.
But then
Absolutely.
sometimes, and I've seen this happen, I don't know if you have, Erica, but sometimes I even get to where the bridal party don't feel like they need to do anything. And they're coming
Well,
to me saying,
yeah.
well, isn't that your job? Isn't that your job? I'm like, okay, if we work together, guess what? The job will be done, right?
Right.
I
Right.
know my job,
Hmm.
but you need to be respectful and know your position when
Right.
you're standing up with
Yeah.
your friend.
I get that. So you're right. It is my job to make sure that all logistics and details are done. But at the end, and we do develop relationships with our clients. But at the end of the day, if you're chosen to be on my team, my inner circle, you know how to say some things to me that's going to touch me emotionally because we've
Absolutely.
walked this journey together that ain't nobody else going to be able to do. Like, there are certain things that people can say to me that someone else that I haven't been walking life with can't necessarily hit me the way. So you
Right.
have to be emotional support. You have to be there to help calm nerves. You got to be there to celebrate me and love on me, because it's so much stuff that's going. Planning and your wedding day is a lot. So we see couples have a lot of different things, but having a lack of support is another thing we do see that I just really don't.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't
Yes, I
like.
agree. And you brought up a good point about your friends knowing you, knowing
Mhm,
how to speak with you. And,
mhm,
I always ask for the maid of honor or matron of honor's telephone number or the best man,
mhm, mhm,
so that I
mhm.
can go directly to them instead
Yes,
of going directly to my couple who is trying to enjoy their day. You know what I
absolutely,
mean? So
absolutely.
I will be in contact, and I let them know I'm going to be in
Mhm,
contact with you, maid of
mhm,
honor, matron of honor, breast
mhm.
man, so that if I need anything or I have a question, you're going to know the answer. So
Absolutely,
I'm going to
absolutely.
expect you to know these things because I don't want to go
Yes,
back and forth with the bride and couple. What about this? What about this? What about that?
right.
Because things come up. So I developed that relationship. At least I try to develop that
Yeah,
relationship with
absolutely.
their wedding party. And usually it works out, and then sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, and you're right. I love when it works out, but when it doesn't work out, it's like, okay, I'm still gonna do what I need to do, because
Mm-hmm.
if it's not working out, that means that I have to be not only a logistical person, but I got to provide my couple a little bit more emotional support, because it
Mm-hmm.
is an emotional day. So, like, you know when you picking your party, you got to think about these things. You
You
got to
really
think
do.
about, yeah, like, because it's a wedding production, like,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Yep. It is. And, practically they help with the planning task, on the day of wedding day logistics, and even handle some small little emergencies because things
Yeah,
might come up.
yeah.
But we're there to support along the way,
Right.
bottom line.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I found that a lot of times the wedding party don't really understand what their role is. They think it's to be, and historically,
Yeah.
it was like you say, there to protect, like bustling a bride's dress. I know how to do that, but I'm not the one that's usually going to them with their fittings.
Absolutely, because when they go get their fitting, usually their bridesmaids or maid of
Exactly.
honor, whomever is there to help, and they show them how to bustle.
Right.
I know sometimes the wedding party is not available to go, and maybe the
Mhm,
mother
mhm,
is there with the bride
mhm,
to
mhm,
help with the bustling. But that's why it's so important to make sure that that person is there with you
mhm,
because
mhm.
they're actually showing you which loop goes where.
Yeah,
Like you
absolutely.
said, we know how to do it, but
Mm,
every dress is different.
absolutely.
We don't know which loop you have.
Yes,
So
right.
it's so important to have that
Mhm.
matron of honor or maid of honor there or someone in your wedding party there to assist and learn how to do it so that on the day of, they're like, okay, I need my just bustle.
Right. And so it's those things that should be included. Like, I love when I have couples, when they invite their bridal party, their wedding party, and they really say, this is what I need from you, because it's
Mm-hmm.
not about just being there with me on the day of. It's
Mm-hmm.
about, like you said, those logistical things, knowing how to bustle, even if I need a few errands ran, making sure that I'm eating, because
Mm-hmm.
they have that
Yeah,
emotional attachment. Like, we
absolutely.
girls or we boys,
Yeah.
you know what I like
Yeah.
to eat,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they help with, like we just said, the fittings, the planning support. And then
Mhm,
also,
mhm.
let's talk about, is it their responsibility for the bachelor and bachelorette party? I'm always curious to know what other planners feel because I get questions like, oh, who's supposed to be planning my bachelor party or my bachelorette party? And is it really their responsibility to do those things? What do you think about that?
So I personally do think that, because when you think about a bachelor or bachelorette party, it's about off the record having fun.
Right.
So when we talk about wedding planning with our couples, we're not talking about, oh, I like this is my favorite, or I like to do this. We
Right.
are focusing on the details of the wedding. So I do think there are certain events that even if they don't plan it, it should be the bridal party, the wedding party's responsibility to initiate the planning of those. So, like the
Mm-hmm.
bachelorette party, the bridal shower, the
Right.
yeah, I think I definitely do. That's one of their tasks.
So I agree, but I want to know, like, what if you have a wedding party that do not have those type of funds, to those extra funds to support you in the fact of, okay, I'm going to plan you a bachelorette party, I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
assist with the bridal shower, and then on top of that I got to get my dress and I
Mm-hmm.
got to get my hair and makeup done. Some have to fly in for the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you say? Because I've heard so many different horror
Mm-hmm.
stories that,
Mm-hmm.
they couldn't afford to do X, Y, and Z, and they go into debt. Are you supposed to go into debt to be a part of a wedding party?
Mm-hmm.
Questions I
Look,
want to know.
no, so look, I'm so glad we're going down this lane. Just like we tell our couples, you shouldn't go into debt having an event. I don't think they should expect their bridal party or their wedding party to go into debt. I think I really feel like a conversation should be had. Okay, so
Key point.
this is what I'm expecting from a dress perspective. I'm expecting to get your hair and nails, this, and this. Now,
Mm-hmm.
then if it comes to the parties, I would say as the couple, you gotta be pliable is not the correct word, but you gotta be realistic. If somebody is shelling out 1,000 or 1,500 just to come to your wedding, is it realistic to have a
Mm-hmm.
bachelorette party like spending $5,000 or $6,000 on that?
Right.
No, but I'm not saying that you can't all just get together and go have lunch together. So I think as a
Yeah.
couple, they have to set expectations, or saying, hey, this is what is required. And I've seen too many times though
Mm-hmm.
where they require stuff of their wedding party and don't consider them. Like, that's not fair. You should
Mm-hmm.
also be able to say, hey, I understand if you're not able to make this commitment,
Mm-hmm.
and then so I'm kind of torn. Like, just like we don't want them going into debt, I don't think they should want their bridal, because like if you care about me just like you want me to support you on your day, then
Mm-hmm.
care enough that I don't go into debt for this. Now that's just
Yeah.
my 2 cents. Somebody else could think differently,
Right.
but
No, I totally agreed with everything that you said. I know for me, when I got married, um, my bridal party, I know I ended up paying for a few dresses,
mm-hmm,
which
mm-hmm.
I was fine with because I
Right,
knew their circumstance.
right,
So I
right.
said, you know what, I'm gonna pay for your dresses, and I think it was probably around 3 dresses I paid for,
Mm-hmm,
which was
mm-hmm,
fine. I was had
mm-hmm,
no problem with that.
mm-hmm,
Um, but at the end of the day, my bridal party, they took very good care of
mm-hmm,
me from the
mm-hmm.
bridal shower. I think I
Yeah.
had 2 bridal showers.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm,
was,
mm-hmm.
I didn't have a bachelorette party, but
Right.
we,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
had some fun. We
Mhm.
had some fun.
Right. Right.
But I had 2 bridal showers. They wined and dined me the whole, I mean, they
mm-hmm,
took very good care of me on the day of my wedding.
mm-hmm,
And I
mm-hmm,
tell you, I could not have asked for anything more. So
mm-hmm.
I made sure, like, I know each and everyone's circumstance. So I'm going to
Right.
make sure if I want you in my wedding, guess what?
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
gonna pay for whatever it takes for you to be
Right.
in my wedding
Right.
because I respect you and I know you respect me.
Mm-hmm,
It's not your fault you're in a
mm-hmm,
situation. It's not my fault I'm in this
mm-hmm,
situation where
mm-hmm,
I want you to be in my wedding. So
mm-hmm,
I think, like you said, if you have that
mm-hmm,
conversation
mm-hmm,
and you
mm-hmm.
really know, like, because sometimes friends don't know how to tell friends I'm broke or I don't
Yes.
have it at this time.
Exactly.
They're
Exactly.
embarrassed. And you shouldn't be embarrassed. If that's your
Mm-hmm.
friend and you want your friend to be in your wedding,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be embarrassed to have that conversation. So
Yes.
I totally
Yes.
agree that you
Yes.
need to be
So I
aware of your friend's circumstance.
Right. I think it's about helping make a safe space for them to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like you said, I think about when I'm not doing my best, I'm not running out telling my friends that although, it's a safe space, but if you make it, a safe space for them, I think
Yeah,
it works out
it would.
better. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. So I think now is a good time for us to take a break and we will be right back with more. We want to give a big shout out to our amazing sponsors. Thank you to Flawless Weddings and Events for your incredible design and planning. A huge thank you to Flawless Flowers for their amazing arrangements. We also appreciate Erika's Elegance Weddings and Events for your creativity. Let's not forget our musical director, Tony Bowers. You keep the energy high for us. A big thank you to BYC Photography for capturing our special moments. And last but not least, thank you to our awesome team at Power of Praise Network. We appreciate your support. We couldn't do this without you. And to our viewers, don't forget to check out our amazing sponsors. Until next time, bye.
Welcome back. We are touching on wedding party roles.
Yes. Lots of good talk.
Good talk. So, Erika, tell me now, do you have to have a wedding party?
I am so glad you asked. And ultimately, no. In fact, I am finding more and more couples who are not having a wedding party. And in fact, I just onboarded a couple and they were like, I want to tell you we're not going to have a wedding party. But the way they said it to me was kind of like, oh my gosh, like, I feel bad that I have to tell you this. And I was like, oh, perfect. Like you don't realize that this is okay for you not to have it. And of course I asked them why they made that choice, but yeah, so interesting.
Yeah, you don't have to have a wedding party. Like I have some clients who say we're only going to have, 2 people stand up and that's fine. Or they're not going to have a wedding party. It's actually nice to focus on just you, the couple.
Yes.
During your process. Now you have friends that would, come in and help and do certain things. But I think it's great not to have a wedding party.
I know. I love it. And in fact, like you said, you focus on the couple and it's really about them. It should be reflective on who they are. And so, yeah. And so let me ask you this, because one of the things that people are concerned about, well, what do I do if I don't have a wedding party? I have these amazing people who have walked this journey with me. And I want them to be involved, but we just don't want a wedding party. We want to be up there by ourselves. So what do you say to them with that, Tracy?
I've actually had a couple of weddings that they just had friends, maybe about 3 or 4 friends who actually helped them through the day while they were getting dressed and everything. They weren't a wedding party, but they were there to support the couple. So the groom, he had, a couple of his friends and the bride had a couple of her friends and they just was there to support. But they didn't walk down the aisle with them. They just wanted to make sure that the couple was okay. And I met with them and they knew their role, they knew my role, and we just all worked together. And it was a beautiful thing. Sometimes it's just about you, the couple. It's not about other people. And they did take pictures with them. It was no problem. Let's take pictures. But they also take pictures with their friends, their family members and, and other guests that are attending the wedding. So it's not all about a wedding party. It's cute. You have the same color dresses on and, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it is your day, the couple's day. And it's about you and not about who's standing up there with you. Because the guests who are attending attending are witnesses to this union. So
yes.
I say, whatever you want to do, girl.
Look, I am so happy because a lot of couples feel like I gotta have this, and let's break that stereotype down or that myth down. Like you said, it is really about them and what's reflective of them. So, your wedding party again is not about what you wear. Now you can be cute, but it's not about about what you wear, about even how many people you have in your wedding party. But what would you, as we're leaving, what would you say it ultimately is about?
The wedding is ultimately about the couple coming together. And whoever is at the wedding are witnesses, to them coming together. And at the end of the day, you don't have to worry about what this bridesmaid's doing, what this groomsman doing, who's getting drunk, who's disappearing, who's not available, where's the bouquet, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's a lot. All you have to worry about is you two getting married and enjoying the night.
Yes. So I love when your maid or matron of honor or best man understand their role. So when, a good day to me is when I look to see that the wedding party has really taken care of the bride and groom and the squad understood their assignment.
I love that. Yes. Also, with having a wedding party, it's about who you trust.
Yes.
It's not about how many people you have or what they wear. It is really about who you trust.
That's that part. Yep. Look, we don't that was a fun subject, right?
Yeah. I mean, wedding parties, non-wedding parties.
Right.
At the end of the day, when you get married, it's about you two. So whatever you decide, I'm with it.
Yes. We love both ways, right? So
But I will say this: I have a wedding coming up, and they have 16 in their wedding party.
So is that on one side or on both sides?
That's together. That's combined.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But I have had I think it was 15 on one side, 15. So 30. I've had, that was a huge wedding party.
Look, Tracy, I'm telling you. So I'm kind of ashamed myself, but I got married a little later in life, and I actually had a huge bridal party. I had about 13, and so those who know us, my husband's like, Erika, I don't even know that many people. So I found that I was like, okay, we having this. Like, if I had to do it over again, everybody I definitely had a relationship. I'm still rocking with those people, but I also need to consider my husband. And in fact, I have a couple that I'm dealing with now, and that's one of the reasons why they chose not to have a bridal party, not to put themselves in that situation. Come one side knows a lot of people, the other side doesn't, and they just don't even want that conflict. So I just say sometimes less is more,
That part right there, less is more. Yes.
Well, awesome. Great episode.
Yes.
I'm excited.
I am too.
Yeah.
So all I can say is, if you want a wedding party, your choice. If you don't, your choice again.
Yes.
Yes.
So as we close out, my friend, if you are planning a wedding and want guidance on building the right support team, who can they reach out to?
Okay, they can reach out to, they can reach out to Tracy at Flawless Weddings and Events, and they can reach out to Miss Erika at Erika's Elegance Weddings and Events, and we will help you with your wedding.
All right. So thank you for tuning in to In the Know with Erika and Tracy. If this
Yes.
episode was helpful, share with your friend or a newly engaged couple. And don't forget to subscribe and review. Until next time, bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us on In the Know with Erika and Tracy. Say yes to less stress. If you found today's episode helpful, be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share with someone planning their big wedding day.
Until next time, say yes to clarity, confidence, and calm.